Another spectacular day in the Nelson Tasman region on the Great Taste Trail. Today we're heading off from Motueka, which we are at the moment. We're heading over to the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 Tasman National Park to Kaiteriteri. It's a reasonably short day. It's about 12 to 16 kilometers. Some people would actually go through all the way from 𝗏𝗏𝗃 right to Kaiteriteri. Some people will stop in Motueka for a night and then continue the next day. In any case, many people actually would stay 2 nights in Kaiteriteri, but more later on. Let's go on the trail and hit the tires. As you can see, some of the cycle trail is actually right along the shoreline. At the moment, you might be able to spot 𝗪𝗏𝗹𝗃𝗏 on the right-hand side. But yeah, at the moment we have high tide still coming in. So it's a stunning scene today with that beautiful blue water going into the inlet. Just a beautiful scene here, cycling through the inlet area in Motueka. Not sure if you can see, but on the right-hand side, white-faced herons or grey herons. They're quite common here, feeding in that very food-rich area of the estuary. It's just a beautiful part of the cycle trail along the shoreline. Hard to believe it's really just outside the township of Motueka. So we're in the village of Motueka here. It's about 8,000 people living here, and it's worthwhile stopping. The place has cafes, accommodation and so on, but also a information center. And we just want to pop in there and check out all those details, which are really, really helpful when you come to the area and visit it. So let's go in. So the eyesights are basically located around the country, and here's one in the village of Motueka, as mentioned before. So you get all the information you really need if you want to go hiking or kayaking or biking. It's really all here, and the staff is very helpful. They help you, and you can also get some souvenirs. But it's really important that you stop at these places and check it out. On the Great Taste Trail, you get quite a diverse landscape, really. It's we're just passing through a reserve, Riwaka, which is located right outside Motueka, heading towards the 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 Tasman National Park. And look at these gorgeous views right out to the ocean, Tasman Bay. It's just a stunning cycle place. The first part of your cycle trail today from Motueka towards Kaiteriteri is rather straightforward. Just before we arrive in Kaiteriteri, we'll get a little bit into the hills, into a mountain bike trail, but let's see when we get there. All around the Motueka area you have fruit growing. Apples, kiwi fruit, all sorts of fruits growing here, and often they are exported. We see a covered fruit orchard right in front of us. Obviously it's spring season, and yeah, it's in flower, and right in front of us we also have a beehive. So obviously those bees are important. But yeah, for the fruit industry, there's a lot of workers coming in from the islands. That's during harvest time, pruning time. So again, it's a very important part of the local economy besides the tourism. So we just arrived in the village of Riwaka, and this is more or less the last stop before you head into the national park. So it might be a good idea to have a bit of a stop, have a bit of a coffee, maybe a cake or so, and let's have a quick look in there and see what they're offering. So just walking into Mrs. Smith Cafe. So that's where you get all the goodies, local pies, local sweets, bagels, and all the goodies you can imagine. So it's a great place to stop before you head out into the 𝗟𝗏𝗃𝗀𝗃 Tasman National Park. Okay, onwards on the Great Taste Trail. As you see on the left-hand side is a map, so everything is really well mapped out and really well signposted, so you can't really get lost. On the left-hand side, obviously facilities, toilet facilities along the way, which are great. So this is a kind of a little domain, they call it, Riwaka domain. In the summertime, I've seen people play croquet here, tennis, and all sorts of things. So yeah, it's a vibrant little community. Riwaka. So as you can see, not every part of the Great Taste Trail is on smaller roads or on in the rural area or in the coastal area. Sometimes you actually continue along the main roads, but most of the time there's actually a dedicated cycle trail. There's one part later on, we go there tomorrow, where you actually have to cycle still on the main road. But heading over to the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 National Park now, this one is a dedicated cycle trail. So let's move on. We had a relatively gentle ride on the trail. We're heading now into the mountain bike park. For some people, it can be a little bit of a challenge. There's always the possibility to continue on the main road, which is a little bit windy. But yeah, I mean, if you take your time and be mindful of all the bends, then you shall be fine. So this is now the mountain bike park, just before we enter Kaiteriteri, right at the entrance of the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 National Park. Coming out of the mountain bike park forest, and I have to say it's there's a lot of zigzags and a lot of ups and downs, and you want to be prepared for that, and you also need to keep in mind that during the summer season there's much more traffic, so those bends can be a little bit tricky, so just be aware of that. Now we're entering one of the jewels of the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 National Park, Kaiteriteri Beach. Let's just browse through the village. So there are limited facilities here in Kaiteri, as it's called by the locals. On the left-hand side, we have the local cafe, restaurant. the general store here. That's basically the only supermarket in the area. And here the campground. The campground is very popular with caravans, camper vans, tenting, but also they have a few apartments. Right, Kaiteriteri Beach. So this is one of the key entry points for the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 National Park. We have Kaiteriteri Beach here, and we have 𝗬𝗏𝗃𝗃 Beach, which is another 15-20 minutes from here. Yeah, spectacular scenery, obviously, but what most people are doing is they're going one of the ferries and they go into the park, either hiking or kayaking or canyoning even. I've done a canyoning trip with a local operator, can highly recommend it. So kayaking is a big thing to do here in the 𝗟𝗶𝗃𝗀𝗃 National Park. There's a number of kayaking operators. As mentioned before, you would actually go with a water taxi into the park and then start paddling. Most people would do half a day, full day, or do a combination, walking and kayaking. Generally, I would highly recommend people to stay a night here, or 2 nights to say. So you have actually a full day exploring the park and the surroundings. It's just gorgeous. If you're like me and you prefer a little bit of more of a quiet spot, then you might want to check out Little Kaiteriteri, which is just next to Kaiteriteri, and it's a lovely little community. Lots of holiday houses, but let's check it out. If you like more quiet places, just like I do, then you might want to check out the next beach, Little Kaiteriteri. It's just a little treasure. Many people miss this part, which is in some respects quite good, but yeah, it's a lovely little spot. You can see Kaiteriteri Beach in the distance. There's actually a walkway. You can cover this between the beaches. It's only 5 or 10 minutes, so yeah. Little Kaiteriteri Beach, one of my favorite spots here. Just heading out of Kaiteriteri, and it's been a great day on the Great Taste Trail today. Going back through the main road, which is actually much faster and actually a bit easier than going through the zigzags in the mountain bike park. So that's my chosen option. Everybody obviously can do what they want, but yeah, let's head off to the next location, going into the Motueka River Valley. Different area, different sceneries and different stories. So see you in the next video.